What's up, everybody? Mr. Lowkey here, and we are on our 11th live stream. Thank you for tuning in, and today's topic is You've been finessed. Have you ever had that feeling? Have you ever had that experience of feeling used? How did it happen? How did it start? Let's take a look into a nice little story time. So, way back when I was heavy in the day game scene, I once got a beautiful young lady's number, but little did I know she had intentions for me. And I said it in a previous stream. She was 16, I was 19, but she was easily 10 years ahead of game than I was. And usually that's just how it goes. And I fell into so many traps of just being her dancing little monkey, her therapist, her her chauffeur, her butler, friend zone, the guy who she used for resources. And it happened actually on multiple occasions where I'd always fall into the narrative, or I'd have to try do bigger and more grandeur things. And I felt like, oh wow, maybe if I do all this, then one day she'll like me back. After much time and experience, I can tell you that is completely the wrong mentality to have. And you are just priming yourself up to get finessed. And we've all seen it. You go on Tinder sometimes or other online dating apps, and the attitude of a lot of people who you match with is just, oh, this person's a dinner date. What are you going to do for me? And it's so important to learn how to stand up for yourself and set a healthy boundary. Is that what you want to be? Is that the experience you want to have? Do you want to be used? Do you want to be finessed? And don't let anyone shame you into doing something that you do not want to do. Because often you'll hear so many stories about, oh, but we're real friends. What's wrong with that? Or let's be friends first. I'm not really sure where I stand with you. Oh, things are moving too fast. Oh, no, I can't. Mm-mm. So many people will tell you, and I've seen it firsthand, when a girl is legit into you, she knows within the first 5 minutes. When she wants action that night, she knows within the first 5 minutes. You can't seduce anyone who doesn't want to initially be seduced. And when someone is genuinely into you, it's almost effortless. It's very little you have to do, very little testing. You do not have to do these grandeur sort of first dates and try win over their approval, because that's the finesse. You will never win their approval. You will never get the validation. It'll always be dangled in front of you, and you'll always reach for it. Try harder, try harder. Can you? And it's very mentally taxing, and it will really build an inferiority complex in you, where you'll think, "But I made all this massive effort," and the guy who she then gets with never had to do any of this. And it has happened time and time again. Because often I'd read these pickup or dating advice videos, and they'll tell you just be confident, go out, get numbers. And a lot of women have been approached so much that they're at the point now where they just know how to finesse guys. And you have to be able to set a healthy boundary and be like, no, I'm not down for this. No, I don't want something like that. And it is sometimes a difficult thing to say and go against the grain, because you might be from an environment where that's the norm. Guys get finessed. That's just how it goes. So for you to want a healthy, normal relationship is tough. And it's something you have to fight for and defend. And an important skill so many people have to learn is learning how to walk away. When you hear red flags or you smell that BS, don't go any further. So many classic ones. Oh, I don't date. No. means I don't want to date you. Oh, I don't do that. No, I don't want to do it with you, is what it means. And it's not even something to take personally sometimes. So many people get so emotionally and personally invested in a date working out that they'll do whatever it takes. And no, I say if the price is too high, go shop somewhere else. It is not worth it. And at the end of the day, within this dating market, if one person won't do business with you, someone else will who is just as good, if not better, or slightly worse. But it is a market. And I used to think we were all unique and one of a kind, but now I don't really think that's the case at all. I think you can almost get a synthetic version, if I could call it that. Have you ever read the book of Frankenstein's Monster and how the author said the Frankenstein's monster had traits of different guys she had dated? And I thought, really now? A lot of the time, our experiences with certain people, we rarely ever reach the depth of the real person. We just experience certain traits of them. Oh, fit body, feminine voice, good hugs, good food, caring. Maybe all we're really interacting is the certain traits, and the market for these traits as well is where we are shopping in. So again, as the market fluctuates, there are certain seasons to buy, certain seasons to sell, and not to get yourself completely finessed. And it's happened in different ways, and it's happened for a lot of the time the same reason, different ways, but the same reason: not being in control and leading and setting the terms of your agreement ASAP. Because usually, when I'm about to be finessed, there's usually a pattern that I start to see. Things that just seem a bit odd initially. And you get fed that long story. Like usually they say, the longer the story, the bigger the lie. And when someone is over explaining something like, oh, yeah, I'm so not into that. Oh, I'm so not into this. Beware. If you're dating someone who is a chain smoker or a lot of anxiety, beware. Usually, women who are holding on to a lot of emotional baggage have to smoke a lot or they have those panic attacks. And it's not your job to be a therapist to carry you through that. You need to distance yourself and run away. And once I realized that, and I started to read more and more of these things, or listening to more podcasts that described this sort of situation, that I realized I played such a massive part of it as well. I was also an accomplice in that. When I saw those problem cases or those wounded deer, don't run after the wounded deer or go after the easy, the low lying fruits. It is caution, caution. It is a very frustrating game to play. And after you've been burnt a few times, you start to learn, okay, you know what? I'm done with being finessed. I just can't do it anymore. And you kind of need to be a bit selfish with your time and less superficial and get really honest about what it is that you want. And you'll find you get finessed a little bit less, but there's always a little bit of a finesse. And also, a new thing that I do now is I set a price. This is all I'm giving and nothing more. Write it down if you have to and really say, look, I will cover drinks and that is it. And when dinners start getting involved, or let's go to this place, let's go to that place. Nah, I'm tired. I think I'll just stay here. And be willing not to play along because that is all part of the finesse. Dangling that carrot or that peach in front of you, and you're thinking, yeah, now will be my chance. Uh oh, Just when you're about to take a bite of the peach, oh, I have a headache. Oh, I have to go. Oh, this came up and now I have to go do something else. And before you know it, you've invested more and more and more. You become pot committed, hoping for a payoff, and you have just been finessed. Offering to take girls to parties, nightclubs, finessed. You're just delivering them to the guy who they do want to see. That's why I like to keep it a bit mysterious. I won't say too much of what we're going to do or where we're going. I'll keep it quite random. Oh, we'll go maybe to the park. And if you're not feeling it, be ready to step away. Do not allow yourself to be finessed. And it's life advice because in business as well, similar situations will occur. Certain people will make certain promises to you. Trust me, you'll be totally fine. Just give me this first. And next thing you know, you've been finessed. Young, naive, not knowing any better. Well, you're about to learn better. You're going to get burned and then you're going to learn. Is pretty much what will happen. Anyway, that's pretty much what I had on my mind today for today's 11th live stream. Thank you again for tuning in. And if you would also like to set up a stream, I might do an episode on pretty much how I've set up this stream and some of the little tips and little quirks I picked up along the way. And please check out my Amazon affiliate links. I've put all the equipment there. The headphones I use, studio reference headphones, the Samsungs. The camera I use, the particular cables that I set it up. And I think this year especially is the time for streaming, is the time to really get yourself comfortable with making public presentations online. And it's a beautiful thing. Have you noticed any sort of improvement in my streams leading up to the 11th one? I mean, I sure do hope so. I feel like I've got the process down a bit better. Now I can have an idea and be like, all right, cool, stream on, let's go. No need to edit, no need to stress. Just let the content flow. So I think I'll leave it there. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Next topic, next jokes. Mr. Low Key, it is always a pleasure to have you here. Bye bye.